Welcome y'all to today's Dashcam Diary of a Disabled. I am chatting about how my gastric emptying study went yesterday. I got the results already. I'm happy but disappointed at the same time. I'm happy because it actually came back normal. Disappointed though because it's just going to make my job that much harder to explain to doctors about why certain medications don't work very well for me because of my intermittent vagus nerve issues. I have spinal cord injury. I'm not paralyzed, but I do have a lot of moments, depending on the position that I'm on, in that I just completely lock up. And my middle back and upper back are so jacked up right now. Ever since my chiropractor and I jarred the left upper rib loose, I think it had naturally fused itself for a long time, and it just kept things a little more, it kept things stable, but it kept it stable in the wrong position. And that's why the right side kept going out over and over and over again, because the left side was just, it's not that it was under stress, but it was under stress because it fused itself to my neck. And now that it's loosened itself, everything is so unstable, and everything is just trying to find its new balance. And it doesn't have a new balance because there's not that much stability. I'm going to have to try and get in with my EDS doctor that's up in Portland. I'm going to have to ask her for some guidance on what steps I need to do right now. I'm kind of lost with what I need to do to treat myself. I've kind of eliminated a lot of things with just being my primary, but my pain management doctor up in OHSU in Portland, she has EDS herself. She is getting more world renowned upon the EDS research community and the organization for EDS society. It's great that she's doing all these conferences and like getting to learn more and bringing her knowledge back to Portland, Oregon. It's great, and it just makes me upset though that OHSU refuses to hire somebody to help her in particular with the EDS population that she treats, because she's so overwhelmed with EDSers. There's so many of us out here that her wait list has been up to 5-year wait list. I was very lucky at one point. She had opened it up because she's like, okay, things are different. I can accept more patients. My patient load has fallen a little bit, so I can open it up. And she does that every once in a while, once she helps an EDSer and gets everything kind of diagnosed, people can kind of move along. And she's great at helping direct and manage EDS patients and telling them which doctors are great for certain conditions that we deal with, because she has the condition herself too, and she understands what it's like. It's so hard to be heard. I feel like I'm in that juncture right now only because of the pain meds and my doctor now threatening to take this away from me next month because I asked for them once a little bit early because of extenuating circumstances but I just need him to understand there's always going to be some kind of extenuating circumstance because I'm so unstable. I have so many problems, and it's just we're chasing the problems around, and we're not really getting to the root cause of my instability, except for me and my chiropractor are. And we're finally getting to the point where we know where I'm unstable, we know where I need to strengthen, and it's extremely hard with having POTS, exercise intolerance, because of my tachycardia and my blood pressure drops depending on what position I change into. And all that really means is a lot of my joints are just misaligned, and it's stopping blood flow to the vital parts, namely your brain. And so there's a lot of congestion up in my neck with my Chiari malformation, my bulging discs. And now my first ribs on both sides are now just really axis where your head connects to everything else, and I now feel like I finally am getting that CCI, because I am noticing a difference when those first ribs go out and everything above it, below it, really just kind of get on fire. I know I'm throwing a lot of different new medical terms out there for y'all. I will probably get to some point where I'll do more topic-based each one of my conditions that I have, and go into detail and provide links and give more information about the diseases I have. But right now, this is more of a video blogging for me, therapy. It gets things out of my chest, and it really helps me process what I'm going through as I'm going through them. And that's the main purpose to these videos. It's to help myself, but also to potentially help somebody else try and figure out what's going on with them too. Unfortunately, I just don't have all the, I just don't have my paperwork and crap together to be able to organize myself enough to give better presentations on the diseases that I suffer from and the syndromes that I deal with on the day-to-day. I can only show you what it's like right now, and with my busy schedule and the pain that I feel on the daily. The only changes I could say since I had that CCI examination is, yeah, I feel like I had a breakthrough in the last couple of weeks with getting that unfusion with the left first rib. And I think that really kind of stemmed a lot more of my problems when I got my spinal cord injury during my fall in December. It made it just bulge just enough to hit my spinal cord, and my spinal cord, I felt it all the way, the length of it to my brain. I felt a zine all the way up to my brain. And with my connective tissue issues, things get stuck. I'm typically in the wrong position, and they get stuck out, and they attach to other parts of my body that they don't normally attach to. It's just, and it's my body's way of trying to find a homeostasis balance for it to rest in. And since my body is in flux all the time, there's no way for it to gain stability. The stability is just not there. And unless I become a bodybuilder at this point right now, nothing is really going to go as planned. I have to slowly work my way up, though, and I have to start somewhere. It's just hard to know where to start, because it's just learning what my weaknesses are with my chiropractor, finding out which the weakest link is, and the weakest muscles that I really should start on. But it's hard. If I had only done the rehab after my spinal cord surgery, I could have maybe had a lot more stability in my lower half of my body. Now I have to work on working up the left and right side of my body, along with my upper and my lower, now that I have bulging discs lower down in my spine that I never had before. I'm experiencing a lot more pain on the regular. It was a lot more manageable, and I actually wasn't on painkillers for a long time. It wasn't up until this last holiday season, I got back on them after being off of pain meds for like 2 to 3 years. And on occasion, I would take one here and there, but like I wasn't on them regularly, day to day, like I am right now. And it's not ideal. I don't want to be on them. And that goes back to my story about my gastroparesis. When I originally did that exam, June in 2019, I did have gastroparesis, but also I wasn't told to not take my pain meds at the time. You know, those definitely contributed to my results, and I've been thinking this my entire time, and I'm like, you know what, I'm going to try to do my best to just not take them, even though I did take them all the way up until the night before, because of the insomnia and the anxiety of the test in the morning, and I got no sleep. So that was that. So I finally took the test without taking my pain meds the day of, because I was in so much pain. I remember the last time I took them, and I remember thinking, I'm like, how is this not going to be affecting and skewing my results? But whatever. I was really wanting answers to what was going on with my GI. I am getting no more cheated. Not gonna lie. I ended up taking a painkiller right before my very last scan because I just could not handle the pain anymore. I was just like, you know what? It's gonna take about 45 minutes to an hour for it to really kind of digest. I'm not gonna see it on the scan because it's not radioactive. My pill isn't radioactive. They're not gonna see it unless it has radioactive ingredients in it. And that's the only way they can track it. And I really think I had a slight reaction to the radiation eating it because my body has just not been feeling good since then. I don't know. Even the trace amounts of radiation that I ate, not good, man. It's not good to purposely radiate yourself like that. I would rather radiate myself in MRIs just to get answers than to eat radiation, radioactive things. Hopefully it doesn't cause other things in my immune system to go haywire right now. I feel like it is. My edema is in full force today. I also had to eat more processed food yesterday, or I didn't have to. I did eat some more processed food yesterday, and so that also contributes to this edema that I'm feeling. I think I have a reaction to eggs, and I had to eat the radioactive eggs yesterday. Then I ate some cereal because, well, I was really craving some sugar last night, so I ate some cereal without milk because we ran out, and it's a good thing because I need to stay away from dairy. I need to cut dairy out, and I'm having the hardest time cutting out sugar and dairy, and those are the biggest drivers in autoimmune inflammation ever. It's so hard to rewire the brain because your brain wants what it wants because it's become addicted after so many years. Dairy has never done great with me. And I remember as a kid, my dad not doing dairy either, having a glass of milk at dinner. I remember, setting the dinners for my mom, dad, and me and my brother, and my dad just would never drink milk for dinner, and some of the rest of us would. But I know my dad always had sinus surgeries and polyps in the sinuses, so I watched my dad go through so many sinus surgeries growing up, and then when I was in the military, I started following suit in his genetic line of having all these respiratory problems, sinus issues, and for years I wouldn't drink milk either because what my dad told me back in the day, it just created extra mucus and phlegm in him, and I think that's just a sign of a sensitivity allergy that your body's trying to reject it by push it back out through the sinus cavities. And if you eat something or, put yourself through things that your body just doesn't want to tolerate, and you force that upon it for many years, there's some things that are going to go wrong. Well, I fully believe, I know 100% the EDS came from my dad's side. My dad used to pop his shoulder blades out of his sockets so he could show people, he could move his arms all the way around his head and rotate it just to freak people out. And I heard that story a lot growing up, so I was like, well, yeah. It never really grossed me out, but I'm just like, whoa. It is the thing of evasion to watch somebody do that. But after so much time, my dad's arthritis kicked in, and he couldn't do that anymore. And then he's injured his shoulders, and now his shoulders are effed. And so I learned, don't do EDS party tricks because it will definitely screw you up in the end. My shoulder got jacked up from a chiropractor. I pinched my ulnar nerve in my elbow because I was doing push-ups. I had to have surgery because I was doing push-ups and messed up my elbow. It's just the darndest thing. And now arthritis, sucks. Well, it looks like I might be requesting a nerve conduction study soon because with this instability, I need to have something fused, and I need things fused in the correct position because I don't know if I'm ever going to have the ability to strengthen myself where I need to strengthen myself so I'm not in constant daily pain from muscle spasm because something decided to tilt, like a vertebrae decided to tilt just ever so slightly because I took a breath at the wrong moment, and then it gets stuck in the connective tissue, and then it's stuck there, and I can't get it unstuck without force by a chiropractor. Or I go to breathe some more, and then the things that are connected to that, the muscles that are attached to the vertebrae above it, they eventually fail. Because the body, you have to be proactive with your body and do the rehab and do the exercises, and you've got to do it every single day of your life. Probably several times a day as an EDSer. One day and one time isn't good enough. Like throughout the day when I'm trying to stay aligned after a chiropractor appointment, laying on my foam roller with the heater, I have to lay down, do deep breathing, hold my legs in a certain position, breathe. Then I had to stand up, change position. Then I had to lay down again. And this really can aggravate my POTS, and it does, and it was the last couple of days because of the instability and the lack of blood flow to my brain. I have something clogged somewhere up in my neck, upper thoracic portion, because I haven't in a long time felt my carpal tunnel in my right hand, and I started feeling it with my ganglion cyst yesterday from being pulled out of place the night prior. And then last night this side started going. So now this is a domino effect. This side's affected by something up in my neck. Now this side's affected by something up in my neck. Just went like this. Yeah. That position. Zing. Right through my freaking thumb. Things are misaligned so bad right now. This is the worst it's ever been since before my tether cord surgery. I'm this close to calling that doctor's office. I'm trying to get the workup, but I want to get a doctor's advice. I need to talk to Dr. Guggenheim at OHSU, my EDS pain management doctor. I need to ask her for help. I need to ask her to order the correct images for what she, but if we fail at the, if I get normal results on these images, it just disappoints me even further. It really scares me to get some of these exams done, because a lot of the time EDS hides the problem. EDS will hide the problem and it'll still be there, but due to us looking normal-ish, nobody will treat us. And then we're told it's all in our head. And then we have more gaslighting and PTSD. It hurts thinking about it, because I know the challenges ahead of me with trying to get any kind of surgery. I'm in a liberal state, but they're sure not liberal with having surgeries, that's for sure. Not for the right people. Not for the people that really, really need it like me. And then they push you off of pain meds, and they expect you to live like this. It makes me so uncomfortable thinking about the conversation I'm going to have with my doctor, and I'm going to have to bully him, and probably at some point, and then he's going to fire me. This is the way a lot of my patient-doctor relationships end up. I have faith it's not going to end up like this, but I'm really scared that it will. It makes it hard to get unfrozen from feeling stuck from medical PTSD. And I need to at least vent these frustrations out. I think I'm going to need surgery. I want surgery. I want something. I have nothing but, I have no answers right now besides what I think I need. And a lot of the time in the past, I've requested surgery and I was wrong where I'm like, maybe I don't need surgery yet. Maybe there's hope for me yet in some other kind of treatment. There are other things I can try. It's just, they're all out of pocket. They're all out of pocket, and I can't afford it right now. I'm trying to get better before I go into May without having any doctors available for at least 2 weeks while I'm on my vacation. I'm trying to do everything now, and it's really overwhelming me because I have a lot of crap to take care of in the next month and a half. The timeline is counting down. I need to finish my outfit. Finish getting my outfit pieces. I need to get my license. I need to get my DMV pit parking permit. I need to get my tags for my trailer. I need to get things out of my storage unit. I need to get finished going through my paperwork so everything's in order. make sure I order all my medication ahead of time so I don't run out. And also I don't take it ahead of time as well. I don't know, I'm going to have my mom hold on to my meds or something for me because I will be way too apt to take them on the regular just because I'm suffering. I'm suffering daily. And I can only numb myself to a point because I have to be functional. I'm as functional as I can be. I'm just slow as F. And it just takes me weeks and days to get anything accomplished. Today's weather looks decent. And if I wasn't so busy with going to my chiro right now, and then I have a major shopping trip at Walmart, which is going to take a lot of spoons out of me. The lighting in Walmart really, really overstimulates me. It makes me feel sick and ill. I get hot and sweaty. Whatever the lighting ratio that they use in their fluorescence is just not, it makes me feel sick. I can't shop for very long in there, and knowing I have to go to the way back of the store for the dog food. I have issues, man. I have issues. I don't want to deal with shopping today. I'm in major pain. I'm tolerating my pain because I took my pain meds a little bit earlier. But I don't like to take them too much before my chiro because then it skews me being able to tell my chiro where the pain is and where it hurts. But even then, I have a lot of breakthrough pain from the pain meds because I adapt. My EDS adapts to things and tolerates things and becomes dependent on things very, very easily. And I'm just very sensitive to anything. But also, my body is all about changing and trying to make itself heal. And so it doesn't like the toxins I'm putting in my body and these pain meds. I know it doesn't. It's not helping. But it's helping me manage being out of bed and doing other things. I have to outweigh the risk versus the benefit. And I know it gives me gastroparesis because 5 years ago I took pain meds and did the exam and it gave me gastroparesis then. I didn't take my pain meds this time and it came back normal. I knew in my hearts of hearts that that's what caused my gastroparesis. It's the stunting of my vagus nerve while I take the pain meds. But the funny thing is I can still feel my vagus nerve because I am so grounded and in tune with my body. Pain meds, they do make it manageable, but they 100% don't take everything away from me, all the pain. It's a miracle I can still communicate to my chiropractor through pain medication, like, yeah, that's where it hurts. Yes, that's where you need to push. It's a breakthrough almost every single time lately because we've had to do things slightly different because I'm so jacked up. Things are moving so much. They're so unstable. I need to start spreading out my chiropractor appointments. Now that they are so unstable, I need my body to figure out its own equilibrium. It doesn't know how to be equal on either side, and I think a lot of it has to do with my chiro crowding my neck, pushing things down, causing the connective tissue to have an imbalance in that area in my upper neck, or my upper shoulders, thoracic area, and bottom of my neck. And now that I have a slight cord deformity because it's attached somewhere in the middle of my back, it's not getting like totally fucked, but it is getting fucked because it's sending numbness and tingles down my hands. The chiro has been asking if I've been having that the last couple of visits, and I'm like, no. Well, today it is. It all makes sense now. And it's going to be a miracle again. I just got here, so I'm going to go do this. And hopefully I don't feel so weak because my body's going to be on overdrive trying to find stability with this new position. I'll be better. I'm going to live till I'm 100. I'm going to keep on fighting. Peace out.